So I've written my HTML, I've written my CSS to change the color and change the size and change how it all appears, and I've written my JavaScript to add a function, and the mathematical function is to add those two numbers together and write the answer onto the web page. Unfortunately, it doesn't work. If I click 12 and 12 and click on the answer, it comes up with 12,212, which is the wrong answer. Now, when you're writing computer code, not everything will work first time. Sometimes you can spend hours looking at a piece of code, a very long piece of code, and realize that you've missed a comma off somewhere, or you've not used a capital letter. So if it doesn't do what you're expecting it to do, or it doesn't work, I mean, sometimes you click on this button and just nothing will happen, you have to go back to the code and try and find out what's wrong with it. This process is called debugging. It supposedly comes from early computing, when one of the problems they had with early computers was moths flying into the computers because they were attracted by the bright lights and the heat. And when the computer stopped working, they looked inside, they'd find a bug, a dead moth, inside the machine. So debugging is going back to your code and trying to work out what's wrong with it, what doesn't work. So now, because I've done this before, I know what the problem is, and the problem is here that I've said variable x, y, and r. Now, a variable could be a number, or it could be a piece of text. And I haven't anywhere here said that x, y, and r are numbers. And what's happened is the program has assumed, because I haven't told it otherwise, that x, y, and r are pieces of text. Now, plus is used in two different ways in JavaScript. It's used to add together numbers or add together text. So if it thinks that x is 1, 2, the letters, if you like, 1, 2, and y is 1, 2, then 1, 2 and 1, 2 is 1, 2, 1, 2. Rather like if I put cat and dog, it'd be cat, dog. So I now need to tell JavaScript, no, these aren't words, these aren't letters, these are actually numbers. You can do it in a lot of ways. So you could use a long instruction like parseInt, and that would work. That's the long way of doing it. Or I can do something much simpler than that, is I can do a little bit of maths on it. And I can just say x star means multiplied by 1, and y star 1. So what I'm saying here is x multiplied by 1. Well, any number multiplied by 1 is just a number. So 12 times 1 is 12. But by doing that, by doing maths on it, I'm saying to JavaScript, this is now definitely a number because it has some maths on it. I say, you want to be technically more correct, you could use parseInt, but this will work and it's easier to type. So I now think I've told the computer here that x is definitely a number, y is definitely a number, and therefore it should add two numbers together, not add the text together. So let's have a look. So preview in Internet Explorer, save the changes. So if I now put in 12 and 12, it comes up with 24. So my JavaScript is working, my script here is working, my HTML is working because it's all appearing on the screen as I want, and my CSS is working because it's all the colours I want. So I've now got a complete and working program. So I've now got a way, something which allows me to put information onto a website. I've got a button which makes the website do something, and I've got a way of making the website do mathematics and return the answer and write it onto the website. All of which might be very useful for later on.